Indonesia saat ini sedang mengembangkan subsektor ekonomi kreatif bidang film dan digital animasi. Karena subsektor ini turut menyumbang pendapatan yang besar. Jadi total dari seluruh subsektor ini mencapai sekitar 852 triliun rupiah pada tahun lalu.
Nah, bukan cuma itu, ternyata subsektor ini juga dinilai bisa mengembangkan lahan baru bagi sektor ekonomi kreatif. Nah, semakin potensial karena di tengah era digital dan juga pengguna internet yang sangat besar di Indonesia.
Betul sekali, Shanas. Bagaimana dengan potret dunia animasi di Indonesia dan dunia sekarang? Apa tren animasi terkini? Lalu kalau misalnya mau jadi animator internasional tuh apa standarnya? Kita langsung ngobrol-ngobrol dengan pelaku dan akademisi animasi Eric Hansen yang merupakan Associate Professor of the Practice of Cinematic Arts dari University of Southern California, Amerika Serikat, dan juga ada perwakilan Kedutaan Besar Amerika Serikat, Deputy Press Attaché Gurdeep Singh. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hi, how are you?
Very good.
Still jet lag?
Just a bit.
Just a bit.
You know, that's normal.
Yes. Saya ingin tanya pertama ke Mr. Singh. Ini kan US Embassy selalu mengadakan American Film Showcase. Nah, tahun ini boleh dijelaskan konsepnya, Mr. Singh?
Pasti. Ya, selamat pagi.
Pagi.
Terima kasih kepada Net TV dan Anda semua. American Film Showcase atau AFS adalah program kerjasama antara Departemen Luar Negeri Amerika Serikat dan USC, Universitas Selatan California, khususnya School Cinematic Arts. Melalui program itu, Kedutaan Amerika Serikat mendatangkan film-film dokumenter Amerika dan juga ahli dari dunia film seperti penulis naskah, direktor, editor, dan desainer visual effects atau animator untuk berbagi cerita, pengalaman dan pengalaman mereka dengan seluruh dunia, termasuk Indonesia.
Termasuk Indonesia.
Salah satunya juga Pak Eric Hansen ini yang sudah ada di sini. So Eric, you've been here for the past 2 days so far.
I think 2 days now.
2 days, and you visited Jakarta and Bandung so far. So what did you do? What have you been doing so far?
So what we're here, this is a bit of an exchange program where we bring film experts from the United States here. We basically speak to students and professionals. So some of the visits are with universities, with academies, and also with studios. And as a matter of fact, I met with your animators yesterday.
Wow.
So we have just a variety of audiences. I think I'm speaking 18 times over less than 2 weeks. So it's a lot of speaking, but a lot of different groups. But again, as I say, everywhere I've been, I feel right at home. The animation network is a global one, and we're all kind of feel like one big family in this field. So filmmaking and animation, it's all together. So it's a great feeling.
Have you seen any of the animation films from Indonesia?
Actually, I'm not as familiar with that, so I'm kind of using this trip as a way to educate myself about that. But so far, I found quite advanced projects going on here. So yeah, very impressive.
Jadi di sini Pak Eric Hansen ini memang datang untuk memberikan semacam workshop atau sharing juga gitu ya di Indonesia. Jadi akan ada 5 tempat atau 5 kota yang akan dikunjungi oleh Pak Eric Hansen yang memang sudah punya pengalaman banyak sekali di bidang animasi. Ada beberapa film diantaranya salah satunya favoritnya Shanas juga, Fantasia 2000.
Saya suka itu dan juga suka Hello Man.
Oh, there you go.
The one with Kevin Bacon ya?
Kevin Bacon juga gitu. Jadi di sini Pak Eric ini sharing-sharing sama apakah itu murid di universitas-universitas atau juga dengan beberapa praktisi film di Indonesia. Karena memang tujuan dari acara The American Film Showcase ini adalah sharing ide antara filmmaker dunia dengan juga filmmaker di Indonesia gitu.
Benar, karena memang kembali lagi kalau misalnya kita bicara mengenai potensi film animasi di Indonesia ini kan sangat besar begitu. Nah, tapi saya akan kembali ke Mr. Singh. Saya ingin tahu why did you choose Mr. Hansen to come to Indonesia?
So as you know, Indonesia has amazing potential for animation. There seems to be a lot of interest in animation, and we believe this is the first time, in fact, through the American Film Showcase that we're bringing a pioneer like Eric to share the amazing things going on in the world of virtual reality, graphic design, and animation. It's a constantly evolving field, and we hope his exchanges with the Indonesians across the country will empower them, will give them a new voice to tell their stories using the incredible technologies that are available.
Oke. Jadi menurut Pak Singh nih memang dunia digital animation gitu ya, animasi digital ini memang terus-menerus berubah gitu, makanya kita perlu belajar dari praktisi-praktisinya yang memang saat ini masih terus bergulat ya, gitu ya di dalam dunia ini. Begitu.
Iya, betul. Dan juga Erik tadi sempat mengatakan kalau misalnya bicara mengenai animasi itu sebetulnya nggak ada perbedaan antara negara ini negara itu. Kita tuh satu warga negara global. We're all animators gitu kan. So Erik, when we talk about animation, what is in my imagination? It tends to be just cartoons or Pixar.
Yeah.
That sort of animation. But for you, it's actually something way bigger than that.
Well, many of our students in my program come with the understanding that animation is cartoons or feature animation like Walt Disney or Pixar, DreamWorks, these types of films. And it certainly is, but in the big picture, it's the art of the moving image, just like film, right? But we intentionally impart life into the image. So an animator specifically has to imbue an image with life. That's the primary aspect of it. But that can express itself in any number of forms. It's in our cell phones, it's in our tablets, it's in graphics on screen, it's in feature animation, it's even in the buildings that I'm seeing in Jakarta that are lit at night with animation. So we really live, and as our life becomes increasingly digital, animation pervades our life increasingly.
So it's actually a good career then.
It is a fabulous career because it can be so broad, and this is many of my students have frustrations because their parents think it's just one thing, but it's a big thing. And there's all types of opportunities. And again, the other message that I try to bring across is that it's a worldwide culture and activity. So it's not just in the United States. We do a bit of it there, but it's a worldwide community of artists. And as I have mentioned, my students, we have up to 70% Asian students that we teach. We have a tremendous influx of talent that's occurring from Asia, and it's just, it's undeniable. So I'm not sure what's going on here, but keep it going. And it's just, everyone has a story to tell. So that's kind of the common aspect. Is it's everybody's got a voice, and we're trying to express life in all the different ways that we know it.
Yes. Yang baru saya dikatakan Erik adalah kalau misalnya kita bicara mengenai animasi, biasanya kebayang adalah kartun, Pixar gitu aja gitu. Sehingga Erik ini menemukan ketika sedang berinteraksi dengan para murid di sini, mereka tuh curhat ternyata. Mereka bilang, iya kalau misalnya saya mau jadi animator, orang tua saya tuh komplain gitu. Mau jadi apa nak? Mau bikin animator, mau bikin kartun gitu. Padahal sebetulnya itu jauh lebih lebar dari itu. Kalau misalnya kita bicara mengenai animasi nggak cuma kartun. Ini yang di TV nih, IMS segala macam, logo-logo, iklan segala macam. Itu tuh semuanya tuh animasi gitu loh. Jadi ini bisa menjadi karir yang bagus sekali jika Anda memang tertarik.
Betul, saya tertarik tapi nggak tahu punya bakat atau enggak gitu ya. Nanti kita akan coba tanya kira-kira saya punya bakat atau enggak dan bagaimana kalau misalnya kita mau memulai. Nah tadi kita telah membahas nih perkembangan animasi di Amerika Serikat yang sudah mulai masuk dunia bisnis. Tapi sebenarnya seperti apa perkembangan animasi dari masa ke masa, kita lihat ini.
Seiring perkembangan zaman, pembuatan animasi kian berkembang. Dari yang hanya dituangkan dalam kertas gambar, menjadi format audiovisual setelah kemunculan televisi. Hingga kemudian terciptalah animasi berbentuk 2 dimensi. Sejumlah karya animasi 2 dimensi yaitu Seven Dwarfs yang muncul pada tahun 1937 dan Fantasia yang muncul 3 tahun setelahnya. Semua diproduksi oleh rumah produksi Walt Disney. Para karakter yang terdapat dalam Walt Disney itu bahkan masih dikenal hingga saat ini. Selanjutnya muncullah animasi dengan teknologi animasi sel. Teknik ini bisa mempermudah para animator dalam proses pembuatan film animasi dengan 2 dimensi. Kertas yang sering dipakai sebelumnya diganti dengan kertas dari bahan seluloid yang sifatnya transparan. Teknik ini yang selanjutnya digunakan pada dunia animasi. Cara kerjanya ialah kertas lukis disketsa menjadi frame di komputer, sehingga dapat mengubah berkas gambar-gambar jadi berkas frame yang sudah tersusun dalam alur waktu di dalam komputer. Keyframe bisa dibuat dengan mengubah pergerakan suatu objek yang diberi efek animasi oleh komputer. Kemunculan animasi 3 dimensi perlahan mulai menggeser teknologi 2 dimensi. Model animasi 3 dimensi mempunyai panjang, lebar, dan tinggi yang serupa dengan objek aslinya. Pada perkembangannya juga ada software pendukung buat animasi 3 dimensi yang membuat para animator lebih gampang dalam mengerjakan animasi 3 dimensi. Seperti membuat penciptaan objek saja, karakterisasi, pemberian cahaya, kamera, coloring, objek moving, modifikasi tekstur, dan pemberian efek-efek supaya serupa objek nyatanya. Nah, zaman now ada 4 dimensi yang semakin menyempurnakan teknologi 3 dimensi. Konsep kerjanya kurang lebih sama, tapi efek animasinya terasa makin nyata. Salah satu yang telah menggunakan teknologi ini yaitu industri digital sinema di Hollywood, seperti film Yogi Bear ini. Nyata banget kan?
Selalu menyenangkan nonton animasi. Tapi kita akan kembali bicara mengenai animasi. Eric, can you explain a little bit about the trend in the digital animation world nowadays?
Well, I think we came from a 2D world. We did a lot of work, I see in the video you showed, of doing things by hand, and that still takes place. We also use computers now, of course, because it makes things efficient. We have more control. It's a very nice technique. But computers create very kind of simplistic or kind of sterile-looking things. So we have to bring humanity into them. So the real challenge today is taking the best of hand-drawn work, the qualities of that, but applying it to the digital so that it has a richer appearance and a more human type of touch. So the work that you saw, Moana and so forth, does that, and software increasingly allows us to create these kind of odd anomalies of reality that are imperfect. And one thing that I teach my students is imperfection is actually your goal. And it doesn't mean sloppy, it means the light striking on a surface does it in an erratic way. Animation, the way that we express things to each other, this is not a robotic action. It has all types of imperfection. So animators study both performance, and I do a lot of lighting and environmental design, and we study the way that light kind of affects things differently. So that's what we really strive for today, is trying to make an image which is pure art, but you don't really know if it was done with 2D or 3D techniques.
So that's what you called with Blendo? No.
Well, we use the term Blendo in our school. I'm not sure if that's a big term or not. But we blend all these different animation types together in a new expression.
I see. Nah, tadi penjelasannya adalah ketika menyatukan begitu ya, saat ini yang tren, waduh jatuh, yang trending begitu di dunia animasi digital adalah menyatukan 2D dengan 3D, di mana hand drawn atau gambar tangan itu disatukan dengan yang dibuat dengan komputer gitu. Jadi yang terlihat di sana adalah sesuatu yang mungkin tidak terlalu sempurna, tapi itu ada human touch di situ gitu. Jadi ada seni yang keluar di situ, dan imperfection itu akan membuat lebih hidup begitu.
Yeah, I didn't know. That was very interesting. That imperfection is actually the thing in animation.
Oh yeah, very much so.
Because we would always think that, you know, animation has to be perfect. And
well, think about music, right? Great Vladimir Horowitz, I use a quote from him where he talks about that too. And in imperfection lies perfection. So it's a musician doesn't do things, you know, perfect. They know how to manipulate and kind of extend and put feeling in. So the same thing applies to animation.
So actually being an animator, you not only learn how to draw or how to do, you know, how to create animation, but you have to also learn the performance, you have to learn lighting, and then what else do you have to learn?
Well, these are all things we're talking about that are skills, right? That are kind of technical skills that you need to learn, or ways to, you know, develop your chops. But in the end, you have to know how to tell stories.
You have to know how to tell
ultimately, it's all about telling a story, either your personal story or the story of a culture, or what have you. So there's a great filmmaker, Tom Moore, who was an animator at Pixar, and he did several Pixar films, but he wanted to tell, he was from Ireland, and he wanted to tell his own story. So he created an Academy Award-winning film, Song of the Sea, went back, started his own studio, and now he's on par with Pixar in terms of the level of the work. But again, he's expressing his own culture. And that's why I'm excited to come to Indonesia, because you have such a rich cultural heritage here that your animators can express and create films on a world stage.
How inspiring. Jadi barusan yang dibagi oleh Eric adalah kalau misalnya kita sebagai animator atau tertarik untuk menjadi seorang animator itu nggak cuma belajar gambar aja ya, Nas. Jadi harus belajar juga tentang performance, lighting, harus menghasilkan cerita. Jadi menurut dia yang paling penting adalah cerita. Kalau misalnya kita itu bisa menghasilkan cerita yang bagus, it's gonna be amazing gitu. Dan dia juga bercerita tentang pengalaman salah satu filmmaker atau animator dari Irlandia gitu ya, yang sudah bekerja di Pixar, kemudian dia ingin, kayaknya aku pengen balik deh ke kultur saya sendiri, kemudian menghadirkan cerita dari Irlandia. Dan ini bisa menjadi inspirasi bagi para animator-animator Indonesia untuk menghasilkan cerita-cerita yang asli Indonesia, tapi memiliki nilai universal, tapi dalam bentuk animasi yang semoga bisa keluar negeri juga ya.
Amin gitu, karena memang sudah ada beberapa film Indonesia gitu ya, animasi Indonesia yang memang sudah melalang buana dan sudah diberikan pujian. Salah satunya The Battle of Surabaya kan. Sudah nonton?
Aku belum nonton, tapi udah bisa diakses kok di beberapa ini streaming berbayar.
Iya, makanya itu menumbuhkan lagi kecintaan kita akan dunia animasi. Okay, to wrap this up, I need to know the tips and tricks to become a professional animator. Do you have any tricks?
Well, the number one thing is always know you're telling a story. You don't do anything that has no relation to the story. We've all worked in the field under directors. I worked under Robert Zemeckis once, who's done Forrest Gump and so forth. And I was on a film called Castaway. And
I love
we were making very pretty pictures of Fiji and the Pacific, but we kind of lost sight of why, what the story was. So he corrected us a few times, and I learned a lot on that show that, again, we're creating artwork, but we're primarily telling stories, with computer graphics or visual effects or animation. So, ultimately you always go back to the story. The way we place a light is driven here so that we can speak well together, but in a film it's the emotion of a character. So whatever your emotion is, that's dictated by the light that surrounds you and all these different factors. So decisions are made by the story. That's the best tip, because people forget it sometimes.
Oke, I'll keep that in mind. Jadi intinya kita sebelum menjadi animator gitu ya, kita harus tahu cara menceritakan sebuah cerita. Karena kembali lagi semua intinya adalah storytelling dan menceritakan cerita apa yang mau kita berikan gitu pada dunia.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, thank you so much for coming here. Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing.
Yes, dan selanjutnya kita akan bicara seputar animasi, tapi ini mungkin animasinya zaman dulu gitu ya. Zaman dulu banget, di mana ada Jiminy Cricket di sana. Kita akan bicara mengenai Pinocchio sesaat lagi, tetaplah di Indonesia Morning Show.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.